I want to talk about the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolando Romero fight that's coming out tonight on Showtime, 9 p.m. is the start of the card, I believe. I'm gonna give a couple of final thoughts on this matchup. Um, Early on, man, when they were supposed to fight the first time, many people didn't want to see this fight. They thought it was a joke. Tank could do better. This is too low of a competition level for Tank. Which I agree. Tank definitely has the superior skill set over Rolly Romero. While Rolly, he has his own set of skills. We may not look at his skill set as being a good skill set, but each fighter, they feel comfortable fighting the way they feel comfortable fighting. We can't expect every boxer to fight the way we expect the other boxer to fight. So whatever works for him works for him. It might not work against Tank, but it has been working so far. So you got to give him some kind of credit, right? But there's a thing about Rolly. They say that he can't really box. He's more of a brawler. But I think that's a myth because earlier yesterday I went back and watched a few fights back from Rolly. I watched Avery Sparrow. I know that dude was a quick replacement for Rolly Romero, but he actually did box. He boxed pretty good in that fight, man. He does know how to box. He can. His defense. I think his defense is overrated. It's underrated too. He was showing good defense in that fight. He was sticking and moving. He showed some ring generalship in there. You go back and watch the Avery Sparrow fight. That's just one fight that I definitely seen Rolly box in a few of his fights. But that one, especially the Avery Sparrow fight, he did good. He did good in that fight. Only thing I'll say is though, Rolly, I think these dudes, both of them, I think their power is overrated, man. I think Rolly's power is overrated, and I think Tank too. Now, if Tank catch you with a good shot, he gonna, it's night night, absolutely. But Rolly, him too. If he catch you with something right, he putting you out. But the problem is, man, you can argue the fact that they power might be a little overrated because Rolly was fighting Jackson Marinez. He was struggling. He was having issues in that fight. He was hitting him with all kind of shots, and Jackson Marinez didn't even drop. I think he may have wobbled him a few times, but he never dropped. He never was really seriously hurt. He was actually standing there in the pocket with Rolly. But then Richard Comey fights him and then knocks him out in the fifth round? I think fifth or sixth round. I'm not sure if I can remember what round it was in. So, why didn't Rolly knock Jackson Marinez out? He's this big power puncher. He didn't knock out Avery Sparrow. Anthony Yigit, that was a real sloppy fight. That's the fight that Rolly looked at horrible in. And he didn't even really knock Yigit out. Talking about like flush, flatline him. And he hit him with a lot of stuff too. And Yigit kept getting up. And same goes for Tank Davis, man. Tank is labeled as this big power puncher, right? Knocking people out and all this stuff. But Yorioka's Gamboa survived damn near the whole fight against Tank. Tank knocked him down about 3 times. I think stopped it in the 11th round. And this is a Yorioka's Gamboa that had a fucked up leg. Remind you, he pulled his Achilles in that fight. And Tank still couldn't keep him. He couldn't put him down. Then Esau Cruz gets to him. And Gamboa leg was perfectly fine. And he gets him out in like the 5th round. So I think a lot of times, man, when these dudes get these lower level comp dudes, and it's easier for them to knock them out, or in some Tank got a few exceptions. What's his name? Leo Santa Cruz was an exception. Tank don't get many knockouts like that. Rolly either. So I think both of these dudes, their powers, I think a little bit overrated if you ask me. But they definitely can hurt each other. If you think Rolly can't hurt Tank, you wrong. I know y'all already think Tank can hurt Rolly, absolutely. But don't think Rolly can't hurt Tank, because he can. And don't think he can't outbox, because he can outbox, as I've seen it. It looks strange and awkward a little bit. And his defense, there's some things in there that I see that he could work on. But his left hand is dangerous. But there's some things like with his defense that when I was watching Avery Sparrow, he was definitely catching him with some things. And I was like, damn, Tank catching with a heat like that, it might be an issue or it might not be. We don't know how good Rolly's chin is. We don't even know how good Tank's chin really is, bro. Tank got hit. I think the hardest puncher to date was what? arguably what, Mario Barrios, maybe, if that. So I mean, both of these dudes got, to me, I'm gonna be honest, because Tank ain't really fought nobody. So I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all, man. Both of these dudes got a lot to show, and they still is. Both of them is unproven, if you ask me. It doesn't matter how many fights Tank got. I think he's still unproven. Uh, he didn't fight that much tough competition. He fought a few tough fights, but not a lot of tough fights where you could say, all right, man, the dudes was on his same or a little bit on his average skill, right up on his skill level or above him. He hasn't fought anybody like that, him or Rolly. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens in this fight. I think this fight can go either way. I think you might look at a first round knockout for Tank. That's a possibility. It might be a 12th round knockout for Rolly, 8th round knockout for Tank. Tank by decision, or it might be a disqualification in this fight. We'll see. But go back and watch that Avery Sparrow fight. There was another one too that he had that he was boxing pretty good. As far as Rolly is concerned, he doesn't have that, that flash and that stuff you see Tank doing and all that. See, that's the thing. We expect Rolly to look like Tank, but Rolly is not Tank. Rolly is Rolly. Tank is Tank. You can't expect all the boxers to fight the exact same way. If that was the case, then boxing wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be interesting, right? So anyway, I'm off this, man. Tune into the fight tonight. Should be a good, pretty decent fight card. This is Rebel Life Boxing, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.